Here's the honest truth about North Bethesda. You're not buying into Bethesda. You're buying into what Montgomery County hopes will become a brand new downtown. And depending on who you are, that's either the smartest decision you'll make this year or a really expensive mistake. I'll tell you which one you are by the end of this video. I'm Patina. I'm a Montgomery County realtor and I work with buyers and sellers across the DMV. North Bethesda is one of the areas I get asked about most. So let's get into it. Before I get into the good stuff, I need to tell you 3 things Pike and Rose lost in the last 2 years. They're not in any brochure. And there's a 4th thing nobody talks about that's quietly costing condo owners here thousands of dollars a year. I'll get to all of it. But if you're about to drop 7 figures on a condo here, you need to know, so stick with me. First, let me clear something up that confuses almost every buyer I work with. Because if you get this wrong, you're going to overpay or you end up in the wrong part of town. So North Bethesda, Pike and Rose, the Pike District, and White Flint, 4 terms you'll hear constantly. And they don't all mean the same thing. North Bethesda is the general area, just north of Bethesda proper. The Pike District is the branded urban core, the walkable part, anchored by the metro. Pike and Rose is the 28-acre development inside the Pike District, built by Federal Realty, starting in 2014. White Flint is the old name. The mall came down in 2015, and the whole area has been rebuilding ever since. Why this matters for your wallet? Someone living in North Bethesda might be in a 40-year-old single-family home off Rockville Pike, or a $700,000 2-bedroom condo inside Pike and Rose. Same zip code, totally different home, totally different price. So when I say North Bethesda in this video, I'm talking about the walkable urban core, the Pike District, and Pike and Rose, because that's what most relocation buyers are actually asking me about. Now the pros. 3 things that make North Bethesda genuinely special. And I'll tell you at the end exactly which buyer type wins in this neighborhood, because it's not everyone. And if you're the wrong fit, you need to hear me out. Pro number 1, walkability that doesn't exist anywhere else in Montgomery County. So here's what people fall in love with. In a county where most errands require a car, Pike and Rose is genuinely walkable. From the core of the development, you've got REI, Uniqlo, West Elm, H&M, Sephora, Whole Foods not too far away, the Pike Central Farm Market on Saturdays, and over 50 restaurants and cafes throughout. I've had clients from DC and New York tell me this was the only place in Moco where they could keep their no-car lifestyle and not miss anything. Pro number 2, metro access that actually works. So the North Bethesda Metro, formerly White Flint, is on the Red Line, about 25 to 30 minutes to downtown DC. Of course, depending on time and day, 10 minutes to Bethesda proper, easy 270 access towards the life sciences corridor. If you work in Rockville or Gaithersburg, that combination, walkable urban plus metro plus 270, almost doesn't exist anywhere else in Montgomery County. Pro number 3, and here's the one nobody talks about. So the county has committed $150 million to develop in this area, and they want it to grow to 20,000 plus residents. There's 268 unit affordable housing going up across the street. Nobi 2, not done until 2028. A 17-story senior living tower, which actually just recently opened this year. North Park Townhomes by TriPoint, they're selling from the high 700s into the $1.3 million price range. And phase 2 just got approved for 138 more homes. If you decided you want to live in this type of walkable urban environment, this is one of the few places in Montgomery County where it actually exists and where the county is doubling down on growth around you. I'll also tell you, and I'm not going to oversell this, condo prices in Montgomery County are down about 5% year over year. And Pike and Rose is part of that story. Days on market for condos jumped from 13 days to 22 days. So if you were buying here anyway, you're getting a better deal and more breathing room than you would have a year ago. That's not a reason to buy, but it's a real consolation if this is already where your life is taking you. The honest part, it's still a long-term bet on a downtown that doesn't fully exist yet. Not every urban core play in America has paid off. Know what you're buying and be okay with the timeline being measured in decades, not years. Now those 3 amenity losses I told you about at the start. And then the 4th thing, the one that's quietly costing condo owners here thousands of dollars. Con number one, three things Pike and Rose lost. The iPic movie theater that anchored Pike and Rose Entertainment District, that closed in 2024. Amp by Strathmore, the 200-seat music venue next door, closed with it. Bark Social, the dog bar that was a huge draw for early residents, bankrupt, shut down. Three major amenity losses in roughly 2 years. Federal Realty, they're working to replace them, and the retail mix will rebuild. But if you're moving here in 2026 expecting the full amenity picture that was pitched to early buyers, some of it just isn't here. Con number two, it's not Bethesda. I need to be blunt. North Bethesda is not Bethesda. Different zip codes, different property values, different resale patterns. So if your employer's relocation package says you'll be in Bethesda, you won't. You'll be 2 metro stops north. That's a 10-minute train ride. But it matters in this market. Bethesda condos hold their value differently. Downtown Bethesda's walkable retail has 50 years of maturity. Pike and Rose has 12. Two more downsides to cover, then I'm telling you exactly who thrives in North Bethesda and who needs to look somewhere else. So if you're making this decision in the next 90 days, this next part is the one you're here for, which takes me to con number three. Move here in 2026, expect active construction for 2 to 4 more years, minimum. No B2 until 2028. North Park Phase 2, undeveloped Pike and Rose blocks, noise, dust, truck traffic, change in streetscape. Whether that's exciting or exhausting, it depends entirely on you. I want you to know that construction is very common in North Bethesda. This is the fourth thing I promised you, the hidden costs. So HOAs in Pike and Rose buildings are real money. Often $900 to $1,400 a month. Sometimes you might be able to find something a little bit less. Gallery at White Flint, right here in North Bethesda, has 1 bedrooms with condo fees north of $400 a month. And there are visible price cuts across the building right now. That alone can change your effective monthly payment by 15 to 25%. But here's what's actually driving it and why it matters going forward. So Maryland passed a law called HB 107 that requires every condo association in the state to fully fund their reserves. Translation for that: HOA fees are going up across Maryland condos, and Pike and Rose buildings are not exempt. There's also a bill in the General Assembly right now that could require every condo owner to carry a mandatory HO-6 insurance policy on top of the building's master policy. Add rising master insurance premium on top, and the monthly carrying cost on a Pike and Rose condo is a moving target, not a fixed number. And if you want the full breakdown on what's driving condo prices in Montgomery County right now and the specific buildings where it's hitting hardest, I made a whole video on it. Link is in the description. Watch it before you make an offer on anything here. So 3 buyer types thrive in North Bethesda. 1, young professionals and DINK. I actually just learned that term. That's dual income, no kids couples working in DC or Montgomery County's life sciences corridor. You want walkable urban, you don't want DC prices, you don't need yard space. You also have the income to absorb a $900 to $1,200 HOA without it derailing your monthly budget. So this is genuinely the best spot in the county for you. 2, empty nesters downsizing from bigger homes in Bethesda, Potomac, or Chevy Chase area. You want to lock and leave, elevator access, restaurants downstairs. If you're paying cash or close to it, the HOA story bothers you less because you're not stacking it on top of a mortgage. This is a gift if you're in that phase of life. 3, long horizon investors with a 10+ year hold strategy and realistic carrying cost math. So the rental market here is very strong because of constant corporate relocation turnover and the life sciences sector cycling people through. But know what you're underwriting, because rising HOAs and insurance, it can compress cash flow. So if you're modeling this as a short-term flip or expecting 8% cash on cash from day one, this isn't your play. It has to be long-term. Now, my families with school-age kids, the school zone to this area are fine, but the urban condo lifestyle, it may not fit what usually doesn't fit what most of my family clients, what they want. So if you're relocating with kids, I'll say Kensington, North Potomac, Olney, those are usually better bets. And I'll make separate videos on those a bit later. So keep your eyes out for those. Also, not great if you want established community feel. This area is still being built. If you want neighbors who've been here 20 years and a mature tree canopy. This isn't it. And honestly, not great right now if your budget is so tight that a 30% HOA increase over the next 3 years would wreck your monthly numbers. So that's a real risk in any Montgomery County condo building. And Pike and Rose is no exception. So if that's you, look at townhomes in Rockville, Gaithersburg, or Germantown. Different lifestyle, but you'll have more carrying cost certainty. So if you're seriously looking at North Bethesda or anywhere in Montgomery County, I put together a free Move into Montgomery County guide that walks you through costs, submarkets, and what each neighborhood is actually like. Link is in the description below. And if condo carrying costs are the thing you're trying to wrap your head around, there's a deeper video I made on the Montgomery County condo market specifically, also linked below. Next up on the channel, I'm heading to Clarksburg, as different from North Bethesda as two Montgomery County towns can get. Hit subscribe to catch it. See you on the next one.